Well, welcome back to the channel. Ron just had this compressor given to me. The neighbor said it stopped working, and he just went and bought a new one. So we want to know if I want it. I said, absolutely. Let's see what I can do with it. So obviously we plug it in, and nothing happens. The on and off switch, nothing's working. He says just stopped working. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and find out if we're getting power to the switch, and then we'll go from there. So first things first is let's open it up. So they're all going to be a little bit different, so whatever you may be working on, you have to disassemble it one way or the other. Alright, it appears as though on this one in here, before I take this cover off, I have to actually remove the hoses themselves. So there's the cover with a switch. So take our multimeter, put it on continuity, and what you're listening for is continuity. We'll go ahead and test the switch. So put one on one side, one on the other, switch. Oh, I'm not getting anything there. Could be a simple switch problem right there. That little switch right there could be the problem of this whole thing. There's one way of testing that, and that is by crossing these two wires together, hooking those two wires like that together, so we can kind of see if it's a switch or not. And when we've tested it with a multimeter, it's obviously not showing any continuity on the switch, but if we want to take it a step further, we can actually connect the two wires that was where the switch connected to, and then plug it in. Alright, so all I'm going to do is, this is where the switch plugged into, these two contacts. I'm just going to go ahead and put a fuse in between there. This kind of just happens to plug right in. That. Do the same thing on this side. And obviously if something goes wrong, it'll blow the fuse, but I'm using it primarily for the contact. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and if it kicks in, which I think it's going to because we've already tested the switch, I've got myself a nice little compressor. Go ahead and unplug it, and that's all that's wrong with this little compressor. What a deal. So now what I need to do is I need to find a switch like this, which I think I may have. If not, well, I'm going to have to order one online. So I just want to show you again exactly what I had done. On your multimeter, you're looking for continuity, and all that's doing is it's telling you that the connection between the probes are good. And I'm not sure if you saw it last time. You put it on both sides of the switch, nothing. Turn the switch on, go back to the switch, and nothing. So the switch is bad, and we've just confirmed that by bypassing the switch with a fuse right here that turned on. So let's go ahead. And to get this out, basically there's going to be a couple of tabs, one in either side. All you need to do is kind of push those in like that, and you should be able to push the switch right out. Once you've done that, it should pop right out. There it is. So what I have found in my junk is a couple of old power supplies, and they have the exact same switch that is bad in this unit. Now you can buy these online. I think I've seen a pack of like 10 or so for like $7, and I'll put a link down below to show you where you can get these switches. But I come across these once in a while on these old power supplies. So all you need to do is just grab one of the power supplies and open it up. And on some of these power supplies, the switch may be mounted permanently to the main board itself. And then on some of them, you're able to pull the switch right out. So we're not sure what we have until we open it up. That's why I've got two of them here. And I collect a lot of junk, so it pays off. All right, what do we got for a switch? Oh, perfect. So you can see this switch here attaches just like this one right here. Same identical switch. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull that out of there. Let's unplug the switch from the unit itself, like that. And then just like on the compressor, you just need to squeeze one side of the switch and then the other. There we go. Identical. All right, so we probably want to make sure that this switch is okay. So go ahead, take your multimeter, put it on continuity. Put on one side, one on the other. There we go. We have a good switch. So now let's go ahead and put it into the compressor. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put this top back on, and you're going to want to feed your pipes back through. And we're going to make sure we get those in the right spot. So it's just like that. So let's feed those through like this. And then you're going to want to feed those wires up through the hole where the switch goes. See if I can do this without getting in the way. There's one. And there's the other. That. Okay. Alright, and the reason why I want to do that is because it's going to be a lot easier to put the switch in. So then go ahead and plug your switch in, like that. I've had the same experience on another compressor, that's why I kind of knew to put the switch up through, the wires up through first. And go ahead and just push that down in, like that. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and continue putting it back together. Again, all these compressors are going to come apart a little bit differently. That's why I'm not getting into the detail of how it comes apart, because yours may come apart a little bit differently. The key is getting into it. Moment of truth. Here we go. There it is. Okay, well there it is. Not all these projects are all that complicated. So sometimes when I get into these, you know, you're probably thinking, oh, this is going to be really complicated and I'm not going to be able to do this. Well, as you can see, it was just a power switch. It wasn't complicated at all. Now, the other compressor I did on the little pancake compressor, obviously that was a little bit more complicated because it involved some electronics. This was just a switch. So as long as you understand the basic principles of a multimeter, you can fix almost anything that has to do with just a power on and power off function. So, well, I hope this helps you with your Campbell compressor, portable compressor, and other compressors. At least you got an idea where to start. And I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one.